Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGP, and enough is enough, and it's time for a change. It's time for a new number one aggro deck in the best of one meta. Mono white has had its time. It's been there, God, I want to pull the stats on this. It's been there like over a year, it feels like. I mean, it was the number one aggro deck through the, since Kaldheim's really been out, right? Like, since Embercleave rotated, I think it's been the number one aggro deck. I think it's been over a year that Mono White has been the most played deck in Mythic. And honestly, along the way, very few changes since the Kaldheim era. Like, some intrepid adversaries, I guess, showed up in Midnight Hunt and things like that. But it happened over the course of last week. And for those who haven't been keeping track, I record most of my videos in one day now on a Monday and then release them over the course of the week. So sometimes when the meta moves fast, I'm a little behind the curve, but I'm the one in best of one and I cover best of one. So yeah, over the course of a week, a certain deck, this Boros burn deck, has risen all the way from 1% meta share to 15% meta share, becoming the number one deck on best of one ladder, which, wow, it came out of nowhere. In fact, I'm still trying to figure out where exactly it came from, and leave me a comment if you know the answer. I have, but I mean this exact list. I haven't changed a single card, and like, this list has over 13,000 matches played. Usually that means a popular player put it in a video. MTG Malone has released a video, Power Dragon's released a video, Hello Good Game has released a video, but none of them were like exactly this, unless I'm missing something. So if you know, maybe a Twitter post somewhere, but if you know exactly where this deck came from, let me know. I tried to give the proper credit but couldn't find a pure source. But maybe it really just was that this deck flew up the untapped.gg ratings and people just kept picking it up, and on you go. And the slaves to the meta and the slaves to the stats could see a 60+% win rate with a fast, aggressive deck, and their hearts ignited. You know, they just had to have it. So the championship, the Streets of New Capenna set championship happened on MTG Arena on the official Magic channel, like a big tournament. Happened over the weekend. Nobody was playing Boros Burn, and the top 8 gave me a whole bunch of new decks I'm excited to cover, because I love covering the decks from really competitive best of 3 Magic tournaments and finding the suggested adjustments for best of 1. So that is, like, I recorded a whole bunch of those videos, but I think I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't cover the best of one ladder first. And you probably can't climb the ladder right now without running into this deck at some point. And if you're playing an aggro deck other than this deck and wondering if this is worth crafting, I want to answer that question for you. So we're going to play Boros Burn today, and this deck is... it's really something. It's really, really something. First of all, Thundering Riju is a card that I've just thought needs the right support, and in this deck it 100% does it. Look at the haste. Just dripping with haste. Deck has so much haste. Remember, when this 2/2 comes out, it has haste. The deck also has just the ability to create some utterly broken turns, usually starting with, like, curves. Sorry, not turns, curves. Usually starting with Kumano faces Kakazan, leading right into Bloodthirsty Adversary, leading into a 4, like, this is a 3/3 adversary, leading into a Sunrise Cavalier and a 2/2 haste, into a Thundering Reiju. It's just so much damage right there, all on its own. But then you go ahead and throw in some of the other potentials. Say you don't have a Kumano faces Kakazan and you just got this Hopeful Initiate. Well, you're growing Hopeful Initiate on every turn. Like, this is like a pelt collector, but with an extra toughness. Like, you put out this Hopeful Initiate on 1, then an Adversary, it's a 2/3, then a Sunrise, it's a 3/4, then Hopeful Initiate Reiju, it's a 4/5, and dude, what a beating. What a freaking beating. And all of this doesn't even take into account the Ass Pirate, the ultimate white creature, the star of the mono white gang. Every white deck now has to run this card. This deck is no different. But what this deck does that mono white usually can't is, when it does get those hits in, when it does get all that damage through, and trust me, trample is a good keyword for this. Trust me, the ability to kind of do the modified like damage, it's kind of like a pseudo trample that Thundering Raiju has on the attack trigger. That extra damage adds up because when you get them in range, this deck can do what mono white can't. Burn them out. Play with Fire, Royal Eruption, those go face, and that's why we don't run other removal spells like Thundering Rebuke and Strangle in the slot, because in this deck, face is actually the place, and the fact that you can cast them again with Bloodthirsty Adversary once you hit that crucial 5 mana point, or if you have 7 mana, you can kick the Royal Eruption or cast Bloodthirsty Adversary with 8 mana to cast 2 burn spells. The deck actually has reach. It feels like it's the first deck in a really long time that has legitimate reach. It can kill you outside of the red zone as an aggro deck. I feel like we've forgotten how that works, and I know for myself, trying to play on ladder this week, I would look at the board and I'd think, I'm safe. This is fine. I go up to 6, I go up to 5, nothing's gonna kill me. And then they're like, Royal Eruption, Royal Eruption. I'm like, oh. I guess we're doing this again. So, yeah, this deck is rocking and ready to go. And I'm excited to show you the games that we played. And even though it's aggro, and most people don't associate with me with aggro, I will say that it makes sense to cover a deck that's going to put up good numbers. And it also makes sense to learn more about it, to get it out into the world. You know, I want everybody to have a good look-see at the deck and then understand the strategy of how to play against it better. Because it's risen to the top spot in like the Mythic metagame share or something like that, around 15%. And people are just making mistakes. They're taking damage that they shouldn't take. They're not playing well against the deck because they're assuming it does other things. They're forgetting what the deck is capable of. Making a video and getting it out there to everybody, as many people as possible, we're going to equip you to beat it. And I'm excited about the prospect of trying to beat a new deck. When a different deck rises to the top of the meta, even though it's still got aggressive white creatures and some things are the same, it's a very different deck generally. So we get to re-examine cards that might be good against it, that can try to invalidate the burn spells, the haste creatures, etc. Yeah, I'm excited to try to beat a new deck and also see if this one does indeed pack the goods. So there you go. Ramble, blah, blah, blah. This video is going to be brought to you by Keeps. Stay tuned for the sweet ad. A lot of you are telling me that you love the Covert Go Blue edited ads, and big shout out to the editor Neil on that work. It's really great. This one in particular is a little juicier than the rest, and thank you very much to Keeps for letting me do weird ads. So check out keeps.com/Covert Go Blue. Thanks for sponsoring the video, and behold, we're going to dive in. Let the nonsense of Boros burn begin. It's me, it's CGB, and did you guys know that 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss by the time they're 35? I might maybe almost be 35. Keeps has you covered. Keeps offers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. Every treatment plan comes with a full year of unlimited messaging, so you can connect with your prescribing doctor about anything at any time.
Anything at any time.
To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/covertgoblue or click the link in the description. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/covertgoblue. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video. Yeah, it's a hand. I'm not sure about the snarl, but maybe we'll draw a plains or a mountain. On the draw is always a little bit harder, but the hand definitely goes ham. I think that's the right play. I think if we don't play the Fury Calm Snarl on turn 1, we're just hoping too much to draw the perfect card here. And we would have. Still, what would we have done? We would have played with fire this. Wouldn't actually have achieved much. Alright, let's get the Ass Pirate going up, and then we'll get our Trampling Cavalier against this 1/1. Opponent looking like 5-color Kami War type stuff, made to dominate mid-range. Can they survive aggro? It's a good question. It's the question of the moment, at the moment. Alright, so they have mana up. Maybe it's removal. Maybe what we want to do is play with fire, kill this token, or we just go over the top of it. Two options. What removal spells does this deck play? I think it has Strangle. I think I can play around Strangle here. Trample Haste is strong. I'll put counters on it. Opponent gives us a little chumpy. Chump, chump, chumperoo. Take 4. Prismatic Bridge. No! Alright. So they're going to hit a Titan of Industry, potentially. Alright, we go ham. As ham as we can. As ham as we must. I'm making one very large Cavalier that might eventually be able to battle through something large. Alright, Coma. I am a mountain away from burning them out, though. And they still might actually take damage from one of our creatures. They smash. Okay. A 3/3. Not there. But if we play this now, we get 3 more damage in, and then they're probably dead next turn, but if they get Titan, they gain 5 life. Oh. Oh, man. I mean, we can hope that they take a damage, right? What if... So they need to trade, right? If we target their Coma Coil and they sack and make this... Like, what if Coma's not indestructible? I don't think that's a problem. I think we need to burn them. I think we absolutely have to burn them out here. So, let's just hope that they let something hit them here. Just a little. Just a little. They tap this one. We could kill Coma. I just don't think killing Coma is the point, you know? They see this attack, maybe they won't block it. They'll definitely block it, right? Yeah, they have to block it. Haha. 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 Ah, you got scammed. You think just anyone can run a Prismatic Bridge deck and win? No. Or is you need about you need about 70 more cards, I'd say. Double Royal Eruption. Kamano faces Kakazan on the draw. Let's go. Do you play Kamano faces Kakazan on turn 1 here? Not without something to play, I don't think. A little discipline can go a long way. No priest. Ooh, has lifelink. Cringe. Okay. Do we have to kill that lifelinkies? I don't think so. Maybe holding it. It could have actually killed a Lolth or a Wandering Emperor later, but I think we just get this down and try to overpower this little lifelinker. Tapped land. Yeah, if they make it grow, then maybe we have to Brutal Cathar it, but I'm probably getting in with Sunrise Cavalier because of Vanishing Verse. Never mind. Oh, we're still getting in with Sunrise Cavalier. Remember that you are a Snarl deck. Hold on to your basic. I was afraid of that. I was really, really afraid of that. But we'll get to take out this Emperor. It's just hard to play a value game when you're a burn deck. But if anybody can do it, it's me, it's CGB. Alright, they want to be the beatdown. So this is going to go kill the Emperor. This can come try to take away their underdog. They might be able to kill it, but we can hope not. Is it supposed to take the priest? This part I'm sure of. But with Kumano on the field, maybe we want to exile the underdog and the null priest. I do want to get this den down, but I guess we have Brutal Cathar for next turn. Handy dandy little, how many adversaries do we run? The answer is 4. That's really good. Checking that with the MTG assistant deck tracker. Alright, when it enters the battlefield connives, whenever you discard one or more other cards, exile them. When this dies, put exiled cards into owner's hand. To lose the clever conductor. Well, right now it wouldn't die, it would exile. Do we try to trade it? And then flip day-night? I don't think so. What did they discard? They discarded a Bloodchief's Thirst. That's scary. I mean, what are we going to Brutal? I guess we have to try. At least it gets rid of the Bloodchief's Thirst that's under there. You know, if we power up Den, we'll probably flip Day Night, so we want to play the Brutal so we can exile something. We don't want to be in a position where we need to exile something and can't because it's nighttime. I had a feeling that would happen, though. Bad feeling. I just don't see how you play Clever Conductor instead of a Kaido, but here we are. They discarded the one Legion Angel, hoping to get it back. Remember, if we can kill this with a spell, if we can draw anything that does damage to this, they don't get that Legion Angel back because of the Kumano. Let's see if they know that. This is kind of a gut check. Like, do they know how this works? Because if they block something here with etching on the field, it's a mistake. I would probably chump the Den and put the 4-2 in front of the 1-1. Maybe you don't even chump the Den. Maybe you just block the 1-1 and nothing else. Life total's pretty high. Right, nighttime acquired. Yeah, double attack here draws a card, really good. Opponent has rightfully figured out that I can't draw a spell to save my life. I did my best, but I just can't play a mid-range game. Okay, well, the opponent made the mistake I sometimes make, which is playing Wandering Emperor in response to attack. Before assigning where the token goes, so the token's going to kill the Wandering Emperor at least.
My judgment is fine. See you later.
Keep playing out the lands, you never know. You could draw a Bloodthirsty Adversary, which would probably be the best draw we could get. That would be a game changer. So we're gonna try. Does the opponent want to draw another card? They would throw away a token to do it. Nope, just the 4-2. We go to 4. Yeah. Could grow the initiate there, but then we're dead on board. If you want to go back and look at how many lands we drew in a row, sometimes I like really funny stats for reasons. They make me laugh. Not it. Bloodthirsty Adversary. Why? Why'd you do me this way? So they had one more value card than we had spells, and that's how we lost the game. Bummer. All right, on the play. Give them the business. When you play a mountain and there's no priority stick, they know you don't have play with fire. So if you have a choice of just do nothing, then yeah, also just drawing the right den, you know, the right creature land right there is, you lead on planes, then you draw a den, you play den. It's good stuff. Get us Pirate going? Yeah, because we might draw out lands and spells, and Bloodthirsty Adversary could be more value later. Going first, I had forgotten. It makes Magic so easy. Be brutal. And since the Brutal Cathar might just get exiled by another Brutal Cathar, let's keep growing the Luminarch and go for the damage. Okay, they're gonna make some blockers. They're that kind of mono white. I didn't think this kind of mono white still existed, but look at them, they're thriving. 316 Mythic. How about them apples? I think we offer a very big Thundering Raiju. Trample's really good too, but maybe we'll draw a 1-drop. I think we get this down. Take 2. 4/4 coming. Probably gets a double block. Or a triple. No? Take it all. Okay. I mean, this thing provides reach. Like, it is a burn spell. Elite. I don't know how they get out of this. They're leaving themselves in a rough position. And they take Brutal Cathar, which I feel like you have to because you can't afford to go down another blocker, but that leaves Sunrise Cavalier, which Sunrise don't mess around. Who's in? All in? Like these two for sure, and I think this one, because I don't mind losing it, and we can put a counter on it. We can also put a counter here for the trample. But if we put a counter here, they take 5, and then what? So a big question is where they trade this elite. If we offer them Luminarch or Brutal here, they'll definitely trade the elite there. So that's not great. So otherwise they're gang blocking Raiju, which is fine. And then this is offering a trade with Code Spell. So I think we deny them that easy trade and just give them this 5-point bolt to the face. Making a white aggro player figure out blocks. Make them work for it. All right. We'll take all of that. Now they're at 3, facing a Trampler, a Luminarch, a Den, a Brutal, and a Brutal. There's no way out. Nasty and one-sided, but that's the way it goes. won the standoff with the other aggressive deck in the format, although I haven't seen Code Spell Cleric Mono White in a long time. All right, we go first with a curve. Mono, get him. Tempting to play Hopeful there, and maybe I'm supposed to, because this would come down as a 3-3, this would flip, and you'd attack with the Hopeful, but now we get this, which is really good. Alright, let's go. Try to just seize the day on the play. We do need to draw some, like, Sunrise Cavaliers, Thundering Raijus. We need some big hitters before our opponent puts us in dire straits. Alright, I'm definitely not going to Brutal Cathar this Hopeful in this position. It's a good turn to play our own Hopeful in our own Den. Next turn Brutal, turn after that Den. Is it enough to get there? Their cards aren't meant to be defensive, so they feel like they have to play their Brutal this turn, and then we Brutal the Brutal. And it's Brutal. Okay. They're just sitting on a 1-2. Won't be good enough. They do get to flip Kumano next turn. If they have a way to remove the Brutal Cathar, they can get into an okay position. But now we just have to make sure we draw Burn. Yeah, they're out of there. No big hitters even needed. The small ball is good enough when you're on the play. Fuck off. Sus hand. I think we just hope to drop the 2-drop. Yeah, really hoping just rip a 2-drop here. Do it, rip it. Rip the 2-drop. Otherwise we do nothing for a really long time. Ooh! They countered my Kumano Faces Kakazan with a gain land! Okay, fine. This is fine. We definitely drew well. Now if we draw Sunrise Cavalier, it's like a god draw. Nothing. Okay. I think I hold Play with Fire there. I've seen most people just fire it at face, but when they're at 20, are you kidding? And we don't know for sure what we want to draw? Doesn't seem great. This Luminarch is perfect too. Put it on the etching. I mean, the priority hold could just be Lair. You didn't go second with no play on turn 2, did you? Fading Hope. Gotcha. Not a bad target. I think they picked the right target. This could be Simic Ramp. I can't imagine Simic Ramp enjoying this matchup in any way. Seems so bad for them. What are they gonna do? Play Topiary Stomper, yeah. It's just, we try to hit a mountain here to close this game. Ooh. I'm keeping it. Better than bottoming and never getting there, but we're gonna have to wait another turn. I guess it gives them a slightly better chance. But they're taking a ton. Get this thing bigger than the Stomper. Alright, they need a good 5-drop here. A really good one. If they also have an island and a Fading Hope, they're not completely out of it. Okay, that's a forest. Okay. I don't think that's gonna do it. Get the max modified damage off the Raiju here, and that should be lethal. You can only block one of the 4/4s and you take 8. I mean, I don't know, man. You're short. You're short 1 land on that Stomper. That's just a really tough matchup. Trust me, when I recorded that video, Boros burn was not what I had in mind. All right, we're on the play again. It's going well. We'll keep it. We get turn 1 Initiate, turn 2 Den, and turn 3 Sunrise. Could draw an Adversary and grow this Initiate right away, but unlikely. Play with fire, huh? One of Valor stance looking nice. I'm sure it'll find something to do. Jund Gobur. Azusa's Many Journeys. Ooh, life gain and ramp. Scary. It's a 3/3. I think I will try the Scry Burn strategy. Don't think that's very good here. Need some heavier hitters. That's one of them. Now we need to draw the land for it. Drop you to 12, but you're going up to 15 because the Journeys was on time. Let's see what else you can do. Celeste, okay. Adversary. We could pass the turn and just grow the Cavalier. I think we're just all in, though. Down to 7. Time to burn down the house. Or battle. Yep. Lose your likeness. Land? Missed it. Missed the land. Very concerning. Very concerning. Hit the land there, we win. I think I did the right thing bottoming the Initiate. Other than that, I don't know what decision we've had seriously to make. I guess I could have held Valorous Stance for the Sunrise Cavalier. Just pass the turn when we had a board and protect it and get something out of Stance. Yeah, I wish I'd done that. I think that would have been the smart play. I think I made the easy play and not the smart play. Maybe we'll get away with it anyway. They've got to block both, and so yay. We didn't play around another Battle of Frost and Fire though. They could have traded with the Aspirant if I did that. Alright, they're discarding as news as Many Journeys and a Celestis. They're digging. They have 6, potentially 7 mana access here. This can be sacked for mana, so they could play a Titan of Industry if they had it. They're trying to find a way out. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's 2 battles. 2 battles. All right, how about we draw, if I'm a good burn player, we draw the Royal Eruption. Just end it right here. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's not the worst. Gives us a chance to end it next turn, even if they gain a life from Celestis. What do they need to do? They need to double spell to gain 1 more life. That's doable. But then they also have to have a blocker with the Goblin. If they double spell, they probably do. Oh yeah, they have this Fable flipping. Yeah, they're in this. They are in this. I really regret my Sunrise Cavalier Valorous Stance turn. What did I add to the board? Bloodthirsty Adversary? Nah, that was completely unnecessary. That was very wrong. We're burning down the house, but we do it for devils, and they don't double spell. If you had 1 shot, 1 opportunity, would you capture it? Or just let it slip? It's falling a little sweaty. Got out of it. Tier 1 revelation? Oh, let's see what kind of revelation you've had. Go first. Yep, good revelation. I do recommend that. We're going to keep it. 4 lands is a lot, but we're on the draw. We need to be able to curve out, and we do have a removal, so we don't get run over completely. Yeah, I guess we have to make this very easy to see coming. Play with fire. An option. So that we can remove this underdog. Can't let the opponent just run us down. Start growing our own aspirant so we can be aggressive. Try to save the adversaries for late game so they can get value. Graveyard Trespasser, never mind. There will be no value from the adversaries. That's pretty nasty. Could Brutal Cathar it, but I don't think that's it. I think we just try to go tall as fast as we can and get the big hits in. Play the untouched Luminarch Aspirant game, where if they don't remove it, oh, does it start hitting. Nothing to eat. They would have killed one of these first, I think. It's an interesting aggressive choice. Because they have another one, why wouldn't they? Okay. Ooh, do we kill it? I don't really want to discard that badly. I think the play is to make another 4/4. And yeah, if we kill this, they gain a life back, so hitting them for an extra 1 doesn't actually do anything for us. It also puts this in the graveyard where it will definitely get removed. I mean, maybe we get our opponent to hook their own Trespassers or something, but they're at 8. And I think we just chill. Make them deal with 4/4s with their 3/3s. Stay too big for Meat Hook. We go nighttime. No Wandering Emperor mana, though. I mean, 2 5/5s versus 2 4/4s, I guess? We could also just Brutal Cathar one of them, and they're forced to block something. So they have no double block potential, and they're both 5/5s. That seems really good. Of course, if they exile this, they get back a 4/4, and they do, or if they Vanishing Verse this, they have to eat their own underdog, whatever. What do we discard? The Royal? No. If we discard a creature, they get to eat a creature. You know, I don't buy it, man. Don't buy it. I think we do this. If we put a counter here and attack with it, and they block here, take 5, then they die. I assume they have to have a removal spell, though, right? Don't they have to? There's no way they don't have a Vanishing Verse here. So we're not going to lethal them. They're going to block. Well, they're not going to chump. They're going to double block. And then they're going to go to 6. And then they're going to go to 3. And then they're going to start recovering. All right. If they actually manage to take both these out, then Meat Hook, it's a real disaster. Oh, they take it. Okay. Well, we try. They might have an Interceptor or something. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. I wonder what they were holding up that turn, what they were thinking. It's not a Vanishing Verse. It's not an Interceptor. What is it? Just maybe they thought they had Wandering Emperor mana? But maybe they actually had nothing. The name is Doctor. No, that's someone else. Okay, keep. But we're on the draw. Yeah. Get him. Esper, tap land, tap land. Ooh, adversary or aspirant. Either one can get Vanishing Versed. Either one can get Vanishing Versed. Haven't had to make this choice yet. I honestly think we go for this, because it'll hit right now, whereas this might get Ray of Enfeeblemented if they're really on that meta stuff. And this kind of gets in a hasty damage if you play it with another creature the next turn, sure. I mean, if we kill it, we get back a hasty creature, which is nice. Now we have an interesting choice too. We can play another Kumano and a Luminarch and slow roll the Cavalier, but then next turn it has a counter, or the Raiju has a counter. Both are good. This is very interesting and I love it. All right, let's not take trades with the Brutal Cathar in case there's a Meat Hook Massacre. Playing around Meat Hook Massacre is a skill. People still don't do it. You always gotta stay a step ahead of their mana. They say go. It's probably a Wandering Emperor, so what's the play? What is the play? I guess we try to make it as painful as possible and attack with 2 4/4s. Oh, they're gonna intercept that. Ooh, that's not good for us. We can still attack with the Etching, though. It's arguable that a Wandering Emperor would have been worse. Oh, but then we take a big lifelink hit. I mean, do we want to trade for damage, or do we want to trade with the Interceptor? That was really bad for us. I mean, this lifelinker, we got to get rid of it. I think we try to trade with it. We can't just beat it. Sun Gold, no target, that's useful. Just a little 3/2 body. This looks like the deck I put out like on day 1 of the format. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they don't want to give me a chance to draw Play with Fire, that's smart. So they gain their life, and they have their Raffine, they flip their Cathar. We really, really need a Play with Fire. Man, I love being this good. Sure! Value! I know, we had another play we could make. This is fun, though. Take out 2 creatures, just like that. Kind of love it. Alright, Hook. Hook can be for 4, but let's make them have the untapped land for it. They have the untapped land, they don't have the hook. And it's 10 to 20, even after that life gain from the Interceptor. They have to play defense. So the question is, do they have removal? They have to have something. They know about the Raiju. They could have another Interceptor. They don't know if we have another land. If they have another Interceptor, people love 4-ofs, by the way, in best of 1. I think my deck had 4 Interceptors. If they have another Interceptor and they intercept this, and then we play another land, and then play it, that's really good for us. But that's not what happened. I think a counter here lets us attack with 3. Gotta think Wandering Emperor thoughts, but playing around it is a losing battle. Another Obscura Charm. Adversary down. Opponent gets... Well, they can trade something here, but we get their Aspirant. Know about the Raiju. They're sitting on a 2/5. The 2/5 is attacking. Yeah, they're digging for a hook now. Land. Land. That's a scoop land for sure. Whew. Tar Heel. North Carolina. They from Carolina. Look at that hand. Turn 1 Kumano Etching, or we could go with the Hopeful Initiate line. I think Kumano's the better turn 1 play. Den. Give it to him. Play around, play with fire, I guess. Since this deck is meta now. Point here, point there can make a big difference. Play with fire the face. Good, good, good. What you gonna dig up? They're probably on the draw in the mirror. Royal Eruption. Okay. Ooh, that's good. So they're not going to play a sweeper, so we get this down. We get this down. And whatever their turn 3 play is, we brutal it. Grow our own hopeful. Seems good. We learned in a previous game the small ball pieces are enough. If we don't have Sunrise Cavalier or Thundering Raiju, we don't need them if we're on the play. Alright. We also don't need them when the opponent keeps a 2-lander on the draw and doesn't hit mana, so yay for that. Thought about playing with fire. I definitely thought about it, but we know we want to make this play anyway because we want this +1/+1 counter. And this way, if the opponent does kill our Brutal Cathar, we just kill off the Luminarch when it comes back. Alright, they found the land. They have their own Brutal. Aren't you glad we saved play with fire? So mean. So mean. Bloodbath. That was dirty. That was so dirty. This deck is so easy. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and let's check out the stats powered by MTGA Assistant. We have 8-1. An 8-1, 88% weight romp through a Mythic up into got me out of like the percentages. I wasn't quite percentages, but I was flirting with being a percentage gamer there for a minute, and this one brought me back into the upper hundos, you know, the 400, 300, respectable numbers if you're gonna walk around calling yourself the one in best of one. And yeah, 8-1, 5 times on the play, 4 times on the draw. Nice, good, even distribution there. Smashed all kinds of opponents, including the showdown with white aggro, which was a bit of a wash, to be honest. This deck made regular white aggro look a little bit silly, and it definitely made like 4-color and 5-color decks and Simic ramp, Esper, things like that look a little bit silly when it got out on the play. What was I most impressed with about the deck? Honestly, Sunrise Cavalier. Can't Vanishing Verse it, can't chump block it. Who would have thought haste on a 3/3 would be so important and so good? But it really, really is. You get a counter on it from Kumano Faces Kakazan, or you get a counter on it with Luminarch Aspirant. It's like getting that extra damage directly to face. And since we have burn, we can finish the job, as we love to say. So yeah, the deck is super solid, and Sunrise Cavalier is a true player in the deck. I'm pretty sure in one of my other videos, when I played against Sunrise Cavalier, I was like, really? The answer is yeah, really. Sometimes you gotta be a playa to be made a believer. So this deck, I think, is the truth. I think it's a better aggro deck for the meta than mono white will be. Mono white will continue to be around. Runes also I'm curious what the runes matchup is like. I mostly dodged runes. It feels like you do have to kill their lifelink creatures or you will be in trouble. But Brutal Cathar combined with Play with Fire, combined with Royal Eruption, combined with Bloodthirsty Adversary, there's actually a lot of removal and removal potential in the deck. So it can play a little bit of a remove your stuff and then eventually kill you with bigger creatures kind of game plan. Hopeful Initiate also. You level that up against runes. Few enchantments may have to die. So yeah, I think that the runes matchup should be interesting. It's the one I'm the most concerned about just after having played the deck but not run into it. Brutal Cathar, I guess, has to do pretty heavy lifting in that particular matchup. Anyway, I'm excited to have a new #1 deck in the meta, a new deck to beat, because I think that this deck is beatable, and I think that right now people aren't respecting it, so they're not playing around, first of all, its capabilities. Maybe they don't know the full list or aren't used to playing against it, and second of all, they're not running a lot of cards that kind of maximize their opportunities against this deck. Cards with some incidental life gain built in, cheaper removal spells that hit what they need to hit. You know, we'll get into more of that as we play several of the other decks that did well in the new Capenna Championship and adjust them for best of 1. But it's nice to have a new top dog to take down because I do believe it's beatable. Like this is the kind of deck, when I see this deck, I get excited about brewing up a little blue-white control again. Whereas against Thalia and Redain, I just didn't want to torture myself anymore. But this deck could get blue-white controlled. This deck actually would really not enjoy things like Revitalize, Faithful Mending, Wandering Emperor. So yeah, loving it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and a little bit of me playing aggro. Let me know, what do you think of Covert Go aggro? Good for a change up every now and then? Good for understanding the deck? Just good for filling time? Doesn't even matter. Are you still even here? God, it's like 50 some minutes into the video. Is there anybody out there? Leave me a comment. Let me know you stayed till the end. And if you really, really want to do me proud and help the channel continue, then keeps.com/covertgoblue. Check it out. Would mean a lot to me. I appreciate them sponsoring the channel and letting us do really silly creative ad work. So there you go. You're cool.